Imagine your body as a brilliant, bustling metropolis that works tirelessly, even while you sleep. Yet, for many of us, a silent, internal alarm goes off each night, forcing you, the city's mayor, out of bed for an unscheduled emergency. Your first instinct is to blame the water reservoir, the bladder, for overfilling. But what if the reservoir is simply following frantic orders? The true distress signal is coming from a tiny, overworked night shift manager, a crucial hormone named ADH, whose entire job is to keep the city quiet and conserve water while you rest. He's in trouble. Today, we journey inside this metropolis to uncover the saboteurs disrupting his work and learn how to restore the peace for a full night of uninterrupted sleep. Let's journey into the city's water treatment facility, a pair of brilliant structures we call the kidneys. By day, they are a marvel of efficiency, filtering your entire blood supply dozens of times, meticulously balancing fluids and minerals. But as night falls, a crucial shift change occurs. The daytime hustle ceases, and a special manager takes over. His name is ADH, the city's night shift manager, and his job is simple, yet profound: to signal the kidney workers to slow down. He issues a system-wide memo that says, "Conserve water, reduce output, let the city rest." This allows the final holding tank, the bladder, to remain undisturbed for hours. He's not being lazy, he's being incredibly smart, ensuring the city has enough water for the long, dry hours of sleep ahead. But lately, ADH's orders are being ignored. Consider what happens when Alex, our city's mayor, has a salty dinner. Hordes of tiny, aggressive salt particles flood the system's waterways. Normally, a specialized security detail, the potassium crew, would escort these particles out in an orderly fashion. But in Alex's city, this crew is severely understaffed. The kidney facility detects a crisis, a dangerously high salt concentration. Panic ensues. Ignoring ADH's calm directives to slow down, the workers open the floodgates, flushing massive amounts of water from the system to dilute and expel the salt invasion. ADH stands on the sidelines, his memo completely disregarded in the face of this emergency flood protocol. Later that evening, another disaster strikes. Alex decides on a small bowl of cereal before bed. This unleashes the second saboteur, the Great Sugar Flood. Millions of microscopic glucose molecules pour into the bloodstream. Think of each one as a tiny, thirsty sponge, soaking up and holding onto water molecules wherever it goes. The city's diligent traffic cop, Insulin, rushes to the scene, frantically trying to shove these sponges into storage units called cells, but he's overwhelmed. The real problem is the sheer volume of water the sponges have dragged along with them, creating a syrupy, waterlogged river that surges towards the kidneys. Once again, the kidney facility has no choice but to initiate emergency measures, dumping the excess sugar and all the water it's carrying straight to the bladder. ADH, the brilliant night shift manager, can only watch as his careful plans for a peaceful, dry night are washed away by one preventable flood after another. But the chaos in Alex's city runs deeper than just overwhelmed water facilities. The problem has also infected the city's communication infrastructure. The bladder isn't just a simple storage balloon, it's a smart reservoir, lined with incredibly sensitive stretch receptors. These are the city's water level sensors, and they are connected to Central Command, the brain, via a vast, high-speed communication grid, which is part of your nervous system. For this grid to function perfectly, it relies on two critical raw materials. The first is vitamin B1, which acts like the premium, high-conductivity wiring itself. It ensures that signals from the bladder's sensors travel to the brain with perfect clarity, free of static or distortion. But this high-quality wiring is useless without a stable power source. That source is magnesium. Magnesium is the master power station and voltage regulator for the entire grid. It provides the steady, reliable electrical energy that the B1 wiring needs to transmit its data. One cannot work without the other. Unfortunately, Alex's city has been built with substandard materials. His diet is low in both of these essential nutrients. This creates a city-wide electrical brownout. The communication grid is unstable, flickering. Under these low-power conditions, the sensors in the bladder become hypersensitive and paranoid. They start to misinterpret the slightest pressure, the most gentle stretching, as a full-blown emergency. So, even when the reservoir is only a quarter full, these faulty sensors scream a panicked, distorted message up the B1 wires to the brain. Mayday, mayday, pressure critical, evacuate immediately. This explains that maddening sensation of being woken by an urgent need to go, only to find that very little comes out. The alarm Alex hears is real, but the information is false. It's a phantom signal, a desperate cry from a communication network running on a failing power grid, in desperate need of an upgrade. So we have a water facility prone to flooding, and a communication grid sending false alarms. Now, let's look at how Alex, the city's mayor, unknowingly invites saboteurs from the outside world to exploit these weaknesses every single night. The most cunning saboteur is alcohol. It doesn't bother with the kidney workers down in the facility. It's a master hacker that goes straight for Central Command, the brain. There, it finds the very office that dispatches ADH, our night shift manager. And it doesn't just block the signal, it cuts the power to the broadcast tower. ADH is effectively silenced, locked in his office, completely unable to send his crucial slowdown memo. With no manager on duty, the kidney facility defaults to its daytime settings, running at full capacity all night long. Next is caffeine, a less malicious, but equally disruptive force. Think of it as a mischievous prankster who sneaks into the facility and gives every kidney worker a triple-shot espresso. They become jittery, hyper-productive, and incapable of following the calm, slow-down orders. Even if ADH's memo does get through, they work too fast, filtering and flushing fluid at a frantic pace simply because they are overstimulated. But the most profound damage often comes from Alex's own scheduling. Drinking a large glass of water right before bed is like scheduling a massive convoy of water trucks to arrive at the facility gates just minutes after the night shift has begun, forcing the crew into immediate overtime. And the absolute worst offense? The late-night snack of chips or ice cream. This is the equivalent of personally airdropping fresh battalions of salt hordes and sugar sponges directly into the city's waterways, ensuring the night shift begins not with peace, but with a full-blown, 5-alarm crisis. Even a large, protein-heavy dinner acts as a surprise late-night project, creating a waste product called urea that must be diluted with water to be removed safely, forcing yet another unscheduled flush. Each of these choices conspires to turn a quiet, restorative night into a frantic, chaotic ordeal. So, the nightly alarm that has been disrupting your peace is not a fault of the reservoir. It is a citywide distress call, a symphony of chaos from your silenced manager, ADH, your flooded treatment plants, and your failing communication grid. But now, as the mayor of this incredible city, you hold the power to restore order. This isn't about fighting your body, it's about listening to it. You can let your night shift manager work in peace by avoiding the disruptive influence of alcohol. You can reinforce your security detail by supplying your city with potassium-rich foods, and prevent the nightly sugar floods by closing the city gates to late-night snacks. You can upgrade your communication network with the essential building blocks of vitamin B1 and magnesium, and respect the city's curfew by ceasing water intake 3 hours before you sleep. These are not chores, they are acts of leadership. By making these simple changes, you are not just silencing an alarm, you are restoring the beautiful, intricate balance within your entire world, granting it and yourself the profound, uninterrupted peace it has been asking for.